Today's episode of the Ross Cloud Podcast is sponsored in part by hiphopstationcharts.com, where you can view hip hop and rap radio station song charts and track the promotion of your own song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit hiphopstationcharts.com.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm here with the one and only Jordan Wright, photographer extraordinaire.
What's up?
What's happening, man?
Everything's good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Listen, man,
Hear
this been a conversation I've been wanting to have for how long? Almost 2, right?
Yeah.
Is it almost 2 years?
About 2 years, yeah.
Something like that. And we finally got you in the hot seat now
For sure.
at the Ross Cloud Podcast. You know, our relationship we built over a year span. He recently was a part of the International Black Theater Festival, which was dope. He had some great opportunities come about with that. And hey, man, tell the folks a little bit about how you got started with photography.
Man, it started like before high school, going to art museums in like the North Carolina area. The Mint Museum in Charlotte, that was one of the biggest things. And then when I got into high school, I took up computer classes, and we just started learning how to edit photos, videos, stuff like that, and manipulation. I really took a liking to it. So once I did that, it was just like the ball just got to rolling. My mom just got me a camera, and I just
The rest
took
was
off.
the rest,
The
huh?
rest was history, you know.
Yeah. So is it fair to say that you know what? How in high school, because you said high school, right?
Yeah, high school.
In high school, what were those classes called, man? Were they like electives if you took those classes?
so
Like,
I
know
went-
how home ec was? Like, you take
Yeah,
home ec, economics and
I
stuff
feel
like
you
that?
talking, and we had those classes too. But
Okay.
the class, like, because I went to a STEM high school, Atkins,
That's right.
and
Camels.
so Camel City, you know.
Yeah.
And so because you had like majors at this school, and with us it was like you could either take engineering, medical, or computer science. So I took a bunch of computer science classes because you had to finish a major in order to graduate. And so once I did that, I took all the computer classes so I could take, like game art design. But I really like science visualization was the classes I took. And shout out to Miss Brewer, which was my teacher.
Yeah.
And she's the one who really got me into it.
Yeah.
And I just started, doing my thing, having a good time, learning, recording, stuff like that. Started doing stuff for the athletic programs. At the school, like just taking pictures of people who would pay me, doing little photo shoots after school, before school.
Yeah.
Church events, kids' birthday parties.
Yeah. How was the kids' birthday parties, man?
Man,
I'm curious. How was that one, man?
It was smooth. Like, it was smooth. Like,
was it really? How old were the kids?
Kids were like 6, 7.
Wow.
So it was like, the hardest part was just getting them still for like a group picture.
I'm sure you probably caught some great, what do you call those?
Like just
pictures that were motion?
Yeah, like motion pictures.
Yeah.
Just catching them like running past.
Oh, that probably was dope.
Yeah. Bounce house, stuff like that, you know. And then I started doing club stuff once I turned like 20. No, before that, because I was working with a team, like a Duce team. It's like street team.
Okay, got you.
Stuff in Raleigh, Durham area.
Okay.
Went up to Virginia a couple times.
Oh, that's dope. Street teams, they hardly ever exist now.
Yeah,
though.
man. And it was like, because how I got into it was with my dad's old partners. And so he said, yeah, Jordan, you do photography. Word, we could use him for the street team. I started going to different places.
I got you.
I did a Jeezy.
Let me,
go ahead.
No. Go. Keep going. Let me shut up.
I did a Jeezy concert with Jeezy, Stoneville Vegas, Carolina Red, and another artist. I'm sorry, I forget his name.
Okay.
But I did like that concert, and we had a booth, like, selling Duce, selling drinks, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
And
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, but what was the question you were gonna ask?
What would you say the greatest thing you learned from being a part of the street team that you use today?
That I use today?
Yeah.
Communication. That's one of the biggest things. Yeah. And not being afraid to work with people.
I got you.
Because it was like I'm a suburban kid, and everyone
Gotcha.
else, they weren't necessarily suburban people. They're all from New York,
I get it.
so it was like it was a different
Yeah.
type of feel working with them.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that they were mean or they were harsh, but it was like whatever they said, that's what they meant.
Mm-hmm.
And so working with them, it was like kind of, this is like my first time having to be like a real adult, hold myself accountable
Ah, I got you.
to a certain extent. 'Cause, you know, I still have my dad's friend who's like an uncle to me,
I
and so
get
it's like he
that.
looking out, and everyone else is looking out because I'm the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone else like in their 30s, like 30s,
Okay.
40s,
I got
and
you.
I'm like,
And you did this in New York, right?
no, I didn't do this in New York.
You
They're
did it
from
in
New York.
Raleigh. I'm sorry.
Like Raleigh, Durham,
I got you.
Norfolk,
Okay, yeah.
Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
like that whole
Yeah,
span.
Norfolk
We
is
was all
nice,
up
yeah.
and down the highway.
Okay, got
Yeah,
you.
doing our thing, and it was like it was just
How many
something
days did you do that, Joy?
I did. So it was like once a month, and it was like a weekend.
Ah,
One
okay.
weekend out the month, we would all
Okay.
figure out how we're gonna come and do what we're gonna do. Get people from New York, get the people from New York down here. We just all ride up together where we're
Ah,
going.
got you.
It was just like it was a really cool experience.
Like a crash course on photography.
Yeah,
and
crash
a
course.
different way of moving around,
Fast
networking,
yeah.
very fast paced, I'm sure.
Fast paced. And
Yeah.
then once I turned 21, I started working in clubs, Coach Lounge, Petra, did a couple jobs at
Yeah.
EXO and Greensboro. A lot of stuff in
Facts.
Greensboro. Greensboro's been real good to me
Oh yeah, for sure.
personally.
For sure.
And so it was just like that fast pace, and also like a couple open mics, B-side, artist block,
Mm-hmm.
just a couple, a few open mics, and just learning as I go.
Sure.
Like concert type photography.
Yeah.
And then doing like brand work, creating graphic design, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen some of your work, like you do the album covers, man. That's pretty interesting part of your portfolio too.
And it was like helping, like doing like A&R type stuff, artists like development.
Gotcha.
And stuff like that, helping artists learn how to perform in front of camera. Because
I
when you first starting something, you don't know how to really.
Facts.
You might be able to write and spit like the Rents do, but you might not know how to perform quite right. And so it's just like kind of working with artists, giving them little tips along the way, like, hey, like make sure you make eye contact with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get photos, I'm trying to record you, so make eye contact with me.
Yeah.
Or interact with the crowd.
I was gonna say, pretty much make love to that camera.
Exactly.
Make love to what you're doing. Your craft. I got you. Yeah. And you're gonna do your part.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my part. Just just help me get to where I need to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what? Let me tell you what was cool for me to watch you doing the festival. You caught some great shots of some great individuals. And I knew for myself, I was like, this is a pivotal moment for George right now. Who would you say during the festival? Who was the best person that you shot during the festival?
I think the best person, it was Bianca and her father. Because her father, I can't remember, what was his name? If you end up watching this, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name.
You're right.
But it was because he started the Black Theater Festival.
That's
right.
Like
all them years ago. And it was just like kind of like, he's the reason ultimately that I was able to even be there. Outside of Chris.
Oh yeah.
I think that he just gave me a lot of words of wisdom along the way.
He did. I saw that relationship begin to bud too during the festival.
Yeah.
And you caught those shots.
Yeah.
You caught some great shots with him and his daughter together.
Yeah.
Him and Bianca. It was pretty cool.
Beautiful
moment, man.
Something I think, not that I think there was like a problem between the dynamic of the relationship.
Oh,
just
no.
Like it's always good to have photos of you and your dad, or your dad and daughter. I think that's always
a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful picture too you caught.
Yeah.
So I tell you, man, just to watch you grow and develop into your own, it's been fun to watch too. What would you say the misconception that people may have about photography?
Photographers, that they're weird. Like like they trying to they only do this to holler at women or this, that, and the third. And although that may be true to a certain extent, you have photographers that are very professional, and they are consistent, and they treat people well regardless of what they look like. And it's not that everybody I see is a walking dollar sign.
I see what you're saying.
but
Yeah.
it's also like I know what this means. Like you paid this money, and I know what this money means to you, and I'm happy that you chose me
Mm.
to spend this moment, to create like this moment with.
Yeah, you create a great moment with
Yeah.
your clients, which I think is cool.
Yeah,
I heard you mention the hookah lounge
yeah.
when you were working at the hookah lounge. What was
Yeah.
that like working at the
That
hookah
was
lounge?
that was very different because it was like it was very hood, but it was very like it was fun
At least you're
though.
being honest.
Yeah, I mean it
Yeah.
was fun though. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
talking to different people that I probably would never ran into if I never walked in there.
Sure.
It was it was also a learning experience, like learning how to work a room.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, cool. I know this person only buys from me here.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go see about them. I've never seen them before. I'm gonna go introduce myself to this person and
Mhm.
this person. They never buy nothing, but I like talking. But they like talking to me.
Yes.
And they're probably gonna have something for me in the future.
Mhm.
So it's like learning how to work a room, how to be nice. And also if you go to a hookah lounge or a bar or a club, be nice to the hookah girls, the bottle girls, stuff like that. Because a
Oh,
lot of people
gotcha.
they get rude with them because they're not moving fast enough, but they're
Yeah.
serving everyone in there. So, just be mindful
Yeah.
of that.
What's your thoughts of the climate of the world that we see going on? And also from a lens perspective.
I think that from a lens perspective.
Yeah,
I think
was there any shots that you would have liked to caught, even though a lot of us as black folks, we may not agree with everything that Donald Trump is doing, what he's saying, how things are going.
Yeah.
I want to know from you, would you have liked to caught some of those shots though?
Yeah, I think
Took a couple of shots during that time.
I definitely would have. If someone from the presidential campaign or from the White House was to reach out to me, however they would have, and said, "Hey, I want you to come and shoot. I want you to come and do the inauguration."
Yeah.
It's not that I support the president, but one, the money is going to be really good.
Oh, you know that.
The press that I would get from it would be really good, and it's like just a standpoint of a business wise, it's a really good thing to be able to say like, "Oh, I did the inauguration."
Yeah.
And also like
look good on your resume.
Yeah, look good on your resume, and also like even though I don't agree with Donald Trump, it's like I don't gotta listen to it. I'm here to do a job, and my job is to paint him in the best picture that I can.
I got you from a photography standpoint.
Even the moments when the moment when he got shot at and he was holding his ear.
Yeah,
that was a moment in American history that that's going to forever be there. And to whoever the photographer is that got it, congratulations. Like you lucked up.
I see where you're going now with that. You're looking at it from the artist standpoint, like this was a moment in history, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
We caught a moment.
You caught a moment that would never
be forgotten.
Yeah, it may never happen.
Never happen again, right? Yeah. And so even though we always like they faked that wasn't real, it still was like, but we caught that shot though
in real time.
And in real time,
there, like people that were there know it really happened.
Right.
There was a gun. There was a shooter.
Sure.
And they shot at the president. Regardless, they missed on purpose.
I know what you mean. Yeah. You're just looking at it from the standpoint of that was a moment in history. Whether we want to accept it or not, it was a time in history. And from an artist standpoint, as a photographer, I caught that shot.
Yeah, and it's all about perspective. Like to the Secret Service people that worked that day, it was a hard day.
It was a hard day
because that wasn't how anyone thought that day was going to go.
Heck no.
They thought he was going to have a couple hecklers. They're going to remove some people from the crowd.
Yeah.
This
was
stuff,
different.
But nobody thought somebody was going to get a gun.
Right, and actually do that.
And do it.
Yeah.
Because people talk about it, but
the
likelihood of someone like trying to get it, like getting the job done, that's not anything people really think is going to happen. They hope it doesn't.
True.
And, even though I don't agree and I don't like Donald Trump, I mean, I don't want no one getting shot at.
No.
I don't think that.
It's from a human standpoint.
Yeah.
I
think a lot of people forget about that part. Like he's still a person.
Yeah.
And regardless of what it is. People don't make it personal enough, to me at least.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You looking at it like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's the way that he is, but hey, still somebody's daddy.
Exactly.
You know,
Somebody's brother, somebody's son,
somebody's son,
somebody's grandfather.
definitely grandfather, father. So
Exactly.
yeah, to your point, I get that, man. So with that being said, as it pertains to Black History Month, we know what's happening with Black History Month is trying to eradicate and get rid of
the Inclusion Act.
All of this stuff that's just happening. And I just asked a good friend of mine not too long ago on another show that we do together, how does that interact with human rights? You got civil rights over here.
Yeah.
And you got human rights. The human rights still should be able to push the civil rights base. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just, from your perspective, your thoughts on that whole ordeal.
I mean, I think
Black history is every day, if you ask me.
Yeah, every day is something new happening. I think that with this happening, I think it's a distraction. I think that a lot of this stuff, if a manager wants to hire a Black person, they're going to hire the Black person.
Oh, no question.
And it shouldn't have to be an inclusion right for that to have to be like, you got to have 10% of your company has to be Black people. It shouldn't have to be that. If this is a job that pertains to Black people and Black people can do well, then all right, cool. Then Black people can do it. If it's white people, then okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just like if I'm a mechanic and you're looking for mechanics, you don't care what I look like.
No.
9 times out of 10. Now, if we're in Montgomery, Alabama, it's a bunch of racist people, then it plays
changes.
A part.
Sure.
Then it plays a part because now it becomes more about like, I need customers. And you being here limits the customer base.
I get that.
And so I think that's really what it is. It's about the bottom line. And if it's like, but for a long time, it's been people have, it's about the bottom line. It's about the dollar. Do I need X amount of people, or can I do this all with the self-checkout?
Okay, yeah. I get that.
Can I get robots to do said job?
Yeah, robots taking over too, Jack.
Yeah.
We are finna be in a robotic world today.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane what we see happening on today as it pertains to robotics. So with us ending this conversation, Jordan, if you could say anything to a photographer or somebody that's beginning, could you say something to like encourage them to keep going?
I would say it's good to go to school to get the degree in fine arts or cinematography, whatever it is that you dive into. But I would say go on YouTube, learn, self-learn, whatever it is that you want to learn.
Yes.
If it is photography, if it's cinematography, if it's editing, if it's the business side, finances, whatever it is, go out your way, go learn on your own. So when you get into these classrooms, at the very least, you have an idea of what people are talking about. You're not going there blind. Because I think that's a lot of the problem with a lot of photographers. They go into a situation and not know nothing. You know? But, keep learning. That's,
I love
don't
it.
stop.
I love it, man. Can you tell the folks how they can follow you and get in contact with you?
So you can follow me on Instagram at JKW Photos. My website is www.jkwphotos.com. Photos with a PH.
All right.
In both.
All right. That's just on Instagram too, right?
Yeah, Instagram too.
Okay. All right. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast. Keep being great. Peace.
Peace.